Okay, welcome everyone to the weekly Wednesday coaching call. And we are just going to kick things off today with Paulie. We're going to pick up our conversation when we left off 2 weeks ago about the imposter syndrome, right? Reaching out to others, right? Feeling as though you're adding value. Okay, so over the last 2 weeks, what has presented itself that, because opportunities will present themselves as soon as you open up, as soon as you open up a facet of your life that you want to work on and change, then opportunities show up for you to work on them. So what has anything showed up in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I had a great opportunity over last weekend to go down to see some friends in Dayton, Ohio, a recovery community, and we had a big pig roast. A bunch of people who enjoy motorcycles, enjoy sobriety, and enjoy recovery and working programs and community. And some of these people I've known for years, and because it's something I've been doing for a while. But a lot of them were asking me where I've been, what's going on. I haven't been doing things on social media. I haven't, it's just like, hey, I always love hearing you. I love seeing you. I love your inspiration. You haven't come, of course, I hadn't been able to get down there because of COVID for a year to see them in person. But there are some of their online meetings. We haven't seen you in our online meetings. And just some people, you haven't called me. What's going on? Why aren't you staying in touch? So it just things like that. It really feels nice to hear people that I was missed and that people think about me. And but it's like there once again, those were opportunities to communicate with people and opportunities to do things and enjoy recovery, help people. But and then I found myself during all that, after there was a lot of time I was working, we fed like 300 people, but then there was also times where I was I had plenty of time to be by myself when I shouldn't have been by myself. Okay, I can still be in a group of people, just like when I was at a bar, right? You ever know where you can be with a group of people, everybody's having fun, and you still feel all alone?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there was a moment in that group, right, where you found yourself alone.
Yes.
Okay. And was it one of those moments where you it snuck up on you and you realized, oh my God, I'm alone in a group of people again?
Yes, because I did a lot of activity, so I kept myself busy as soon as those activities were done.
God, this is so good, Paulie. So good. So good. Okay.
For you, maybe for you, but me.
No, but it's time to it's time to heal from this. It's time to heal from that. And this is a beautiful, because this is one that's it's relatively simple. It's just about creating a little bit more awareness about, what is happening in that moment. So I was very busy, correct? I was busy doing. So what were you doing? Doing what? Being of service? What else?
Well, yeah, being of service, like I said, it was a big. I'm associated with a group of guys in recovery, and the guys down there. We put on a big pig roast, and we feed. We have a lot of guests that come, and we usually invite all the local recovery houses and people in recovery, and they come, and so we feed them. So we're all there in line serving food, putting plates together, all that kind of stuff. And it's, when you have that many people, it's quite busy. And then when it was all done, said and done, there I am by myself.
Okay. So I want you to go back. I want you to think about our conversation we had 2 weeks ago, because this is totally parallel to what we discussed last week. 2 weeks ago. So what the theme last week was, there I am. I'm helping somebody out. Someone reaches out to me. They need coaching, right? And I'm able to coach them. And then as soon as I'm done with, what I consider to be my part, okay, then I disconnect. So can you see the similarity?
Yes. Now I remember. Yes. As soon as
based on what I've, based on these two parallels, what can you deduce from this?
I like to be alone too much.
I don't
know.
I don't like to use the words. Well, I don't like to be alone too much because I love being alone. Okay.
Yes.
I love, like, when my day is done. Okay. I don't want to be around anybody else. Okay. And I think that is healthy and normal. Right. So I connect. Right. And I'm, helping, and I am of service, or I am doing my job, or whatever the case may be. Right. And then comes this time for me. Right. So I think that that's totally healthy. Right. Plus, I have to recharge my batteries. Right. When you're around people, they take your energy. Okay. I don't care who you are. There's this giving and receiving of energy. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be exhausted. I want some time for me. But this is different. This is me finishing my job and then being alone and recognizing that I'm alone and I don't want to be alone. Okay. I want to be a part of. So I do my part. I'm a coach. I coach someone. As soon as I feel that get them to a certain place, I disengage. I show up to this place. I'm of service. I do my job. I get to a certain point. It's done. I disengage. What is happening? What is the feelings coming up?
Truthfully, times of loneliness.
Okay.
Loneliness and emptiness. Unfulfillment.
Okay. So you're the observer. Okay. So I want you to go back to the event. Okay. And I want you to imagine yourself observing. Okay. So now you're done and you're watching everybody kind of engaging. Do you want to engage?
Yes. In some cases, yes. In
Okay.
some cases, no. It's not everybody I want to engage with, but I'm saying, but there's groups. Let's say there's groups that, yes, I'd like to engage more.
So again, now you're back there. You're observing. You're seeing some people talking and chatting. I'm no longer serving. Okay. The food service is done. Right. I want to engage. What's preventing you? What is holding you back? I want to go in. I'm not. I want to go in. I'll just stay here. What is preventing you from engaging?
I hate when people say, I don't know, but like I said, I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay, Paulie. Okay. I don't know is a perfectly acceptable answer. Right? No and I don't know are full and complete sentences. Okay. So there's no shame in that. Okay. I wonder if he has the same way when he was drinking. Okay. Were you the same way when you were drinking?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So
it's something I've actually felt for a long, long time.
Okay. All right. So here's I'm going to help you.
Okay.
I'm going to help you. Okay. So it's very similar to what happened 2 weeks ago. As soon as and this is you internalizing, as soon as I feel that I am no longer of value, I have already served my purpose. What else do I have of value to give? Like, if I am here serving them, great. This is beautiful. I'm scooping, baby. Right? I'm setting up plates and cleaning up, and this is creating self-esteem. It makes me feel I feel esteemable. I feel like I'm doing something. I'm being of service. I am helpful. I am valuable. Now I'm going to go talk to somebody. And you probably gravitate to a time of your youth. It's a little Pauly there on the outside looking in. When was the first time you felt like you were on the outside looking in?
Well, I've pretty much felt that way my whole life. Like I said, it goes way back in that aspect. The kids in my neighborhood were older. Even in my same class in my grade, then the kids from my grade were from different neighborhoods. So therefore, I was never felt like, I felt in their clique, you know what I'm saying? Because I was from a different neighborhood. And then, so it's actually, so I always, throughout my youth and throughout my teenage years, I prided myself in being able to go from group to group. I thought, I was personable and I could go from group to group and this and that, but yet it was always superficial, so to speak, not very. And then there was plenty of times when I would just wander around looking for something to do. Because I think this alcoholic brain of mine is always looking at one hand to be stimulated. It's looking for adventure. It's looking to connect, but then, only on its terms, or I guess. So there's always this, it's like a rubber band. There's this jump in, jump back, jump in, jump back, sort of thing. And it's in some avenues, it served me well, in certain times, it serves me well. And in other times I find myself, because of that, and this is the negative side of it, like I said, that because I maybe am not fully committed to one thing here or one thing there, if that's the right way to look at it, then I'm out on the outside.
So this rubber band, okay? So there's this feeling like I'm, in a rubber band, jumping in, jumping out. I'm great with groups, right? So I pride myself from going from group to group. What does that provide me with?
I think that provides me with a variety, and it provides me, excitement. I enjoy meeting people and I enjoy new things, and I enjoy all that kind of stuff, the exploration parts. That's where my brain gets all excited, the new, the uncertainty, the exploration, all that.
There is something there. There's obviously a theme here, and there's a pattern. Okay, so there's uncertainty, there's excitement, there's new things, there's new people. So if there's variety, what does this provide me with?
I mean, stimulation, excitement, in that sense. it's stimulating. It's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a great starter. I'm a terrible finisher. So it goes all along in that, you
All
know,
right.
it
Okay.
it
So
goes along that line.
we're narrowing it down. Okay. So there is stimulation, excitement, potential. Okay. What is the potential?
I think the potential and what I want is to make a connection, to get, to make this emotional, spiritual connection with people. That I love. I think, I do that.
Okay.
You know,
All right. So here's where we're at. Okay. So we're so close. Okay. And it was just like you were there at that barbecue. Okay. At that luncheon, right? Where this was exciting. It was new people. It was new things. It's this uncertainty. That was what probably got you to the event. Correct?
yeah.
Right. And somewhere in the uncertainty and the excitement and the stimulation and the potential to make connections, right? Spiritual connections, physical connections, emotional connections, something happened and I disconnected, right? And this is a pattern, correct? This is a pattern that has gone on in your life. There was, this is what it feels like. It feels like there was some hope there.
I'm hope for.
That was my next question. Okay. I want you to connect with the word hope. Okay. And I want you to finish this for me. So you're at this place, you're at this event. Okay. And I want you to finish this. I hope
I hope that I can feel not alone.
Keep going. I hope I
That
can feel. Go ahead.
and that I can make a deeper connection with some people here, and just have a more uh, intimate conversation.
Okay. Now, does that feel true?
Oh yeah.
And it's funny because I'm coaching you, so you're in the hot seat. Eric's the observer, and he's just coming up with it, right? Like he's like right there, right? So he's feeling you, but because he's not in the hot seat, right? He's processing differently, but he can see it, right? It's so much easier when we're the observer, right? He can feel you and he understands you. He can feel that longing to feel belonging. I hope I belong. Because if I belong, then I will.
Be loved
Yes.
and cherished, and I will feel loved and cherished. I'm probably am, but I don't feel it.
I will be loved. I will be, and it's an interesting choice of words, cherished. Okay. Cherished is not typically a word that comes up. So that has to come from somewhere. Love, cherished, accepted. This is why I go. I continue to put myself in these situations. This is why I got into recovery. This is why I went and became a coach. This is why I do what I do. because every time I show up, I hope that I can make deeper connections with the people that I meet. But here's what happens. There's still a barrier. There's an invisible barrier because I'm still on the outside looking in. It's like there's this bubble and there's all these people, connecting and bonding and doing everything that I want to do. It's there. It's right in front of me. What is preventing me from closing that gap?
I think it goes back to what and now I'm recalling 2 weeks ago, and that is that trust. It's that level of trust. Yeah, I know, out here, this is all good, what we're doing here. And this is this simple layer, this early layer, this more transparent layer is safe. But if I let you into this deeper layer, it might not be safe.
Okay. If I let you in, you might.
Well, you might take advantage of me. You might hurt me. I do not.
There it is. There it is. Stop right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If I let you in, you might take advantage of me and hurt me.
Mhm.
Take advantage of me. When were you taken advantage of?
Oh, several times, including a 20-year codependent relationship, my first wife. And so there was that. The older kids on my block, like I said, growing up, just blindly following them, which many of them today are either in jail or dead.
Mm-hmm.
So believing, I've not throughout the years made, great choices of mentors and people to follow. And because of those choices, which I made freely, but naively, uh, I've had some rough times. And even as recently as a little over a year ago, I was ready to launch a nonprofit. I mean, we had everything. We had the paperwork filed and everything. And the person who was my partner in there left with the people that were going to finance us. Just pulled the rug out from under me, right from under me.
I remember now. It was very painful.
Yes, and I'm sure that that is still probably part of it. That I'm so it's just like, yeah, I'm sure I'm still carrying that.
Yes. So if I let you in, you might take advantage and hurt me. Antoinette put in there, I will be able to give and receive love. Okay. So as I say that, I will be able to give and receive love. Right. And you think about our conversation 2 weeks ago, you think about what happened at the barbecue, you think about the conversation right now. What comes up for you when, just based on that concept of giving and receiving love?
I mean, what comes up for me is it's a beautiful thing. And I think I get it. I mean, at this one level, I get it. I enjoy it. I almost crave it. I guess I do crave it. It's a natural high for me in the recovery realm and and working with people. Um, but there's still this emptiness down deeper inside, I guess. There's still there's still a vault down there, I guess. I don't know how to put it. That's
There's
closed.
okay, there's emptiness and there's a vault. Interesting. There's emptiness and a vault. Sounds like a fucking dungeon. So imagine I have this layer, I have this private, basement, dungeon, whatever, and in there is a safe, right? And in that safe is what?
Oh, probably, you know, my deepest, uh, most loving part of my heart, you know, probably, and myself.
Not to sound like a cliche, but that's pretty deep. On a lot of levels. You're heavily guarded, Paulie. You are heavily, heavily guarded, my friend.
And I just broke my big facade for everybody to see. So,
well, thank you. Thank you. I honor you and I appreciate your vulnerability. And this is the soft mushiness that you are terrified of exposing. And it's so much easier when I'm giving, because guess what I'm not doing when I'm giving?
I'm not taking and I'm protecting.
I am not receiving. I am not receiving.
Right.
I'm not receiving. I'm not taking. This is what's missing. This is the loneliness. This is what you're longing for, is receiving of love. You're receiving love. Like you're receiving love right now. Yeah. This is your space. This is your time. This is your work, right? You are allowing yourself to receive love. As I say those words, what's happening inside your body?
Getting scared.
Mm-hmm.
I feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I think I got a misconception of humility. Because I don't like to receive compliments. I don't like, to make anything about me yet, which is what we're just talking about, which is completely back-ass words, is because I needed to be something about me, but yet I don't allow any of it to be about me.
Okay. So finish this statement. I don't feel worthy and deserving of love because.
I don't feel worthy and deserving of love. That I can't really say that, because I feel like I'm worthy and deserving. I just don't want to let you give it to me.
Okay. All right.
It's not, it's not that. It goes back to, I love you guys, and I want to be around you guys, and I want to do this work, and I want us to connect on this level and this and that, and I know I deserve love. I'm a good human being. I'm a good person, but I just, like I said, then all of a sudden it's like, you know, don't, the first thing I want to say is, oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't need it. Give it to somebody else. I don't know if that's a false sense of humility or if it's
a coping mechanism.
I'm sure. Yeah. It's a coping mechanism.
Pushing back.
And, yet at the same time, I'm dying, at times I'm dying inside for that love. So,
okay, great. Let's pivot. So again, it either lands or it doesn't. Let's try a different phrase. Okay. I don't want to allow myself to receive love because.
Oh, I don't want to allow, I don't want to allow myself to receive love because what if I let you down tomorrow? What if I don't follow through? See, like I said, I'm a great starter. I'm a lousy finisher. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's I'm afraid that, as long as I'm being of service now and doing all this stuff now, it's good. And we'll just finish on this note today because tomorrow I might not be able to do that. Or maybe I'll fall short. Maybe I'll disappoint you because people disappointed me. I've disappointed people. It's just, I think it's something in that direction.
This is, let's see what Shannon wrote. Speaking for myself, but have all the love for you, Polly. Oh, you've done so much here. So, and this is a beautiful, beautiful example, right? Like when you hear these words, speaking for myself, okay, I have all the love for you, Polly. You've done so much here. What comes to mind as you hear that?
Just gratitude and appreciation and humility. And, when it's one of the things I love about recovery is seeing individuals such as Shannon and people get it and start down their own path of recovery and then help others. Being part of that is just amazing. And I feel really good there at that point. So that's good. That's fulfilling.
Great.
I guess.
Great. What if I were to just say this? Okay. I have all the love in the world for you, Polly.
I just got to hold that. I guess I really got to hold that. I think I throw off compliments and stuff and the imposter part where I feel like, well, I'm not worthy, that I really don't hear. I listen, but I don't really hear it.
There was two very different responses to very similar statements. One you embraced with gratitude and appreciation. The other one you curled up in a ball, almost in a fetal position, and started soothing yourself. What was the difference?
Well, I think maybe in this platform, what I was trying to do is just sort of, because we can't hug ourselves, right?
Sure you can.
Because of Zoom. Well, I mean, I can hug myself, but me and you, we can't.
No. But your body.
So what I was.
Go ahead.
I was trying to take your words and put them into a physical action, like you were hugging, as you were saying that. It may not have come across that way.
But then you said something about, well, I don't know if I'm worthy. Then I start feeling these things that I'm not worthy. Antoinette already answered it.
Oh, well, I can't see the chat on my phone, so.
I know, which is good. I can see it. You can't. But she's dead on. She caught on exactly to where I was going.
Okay.
Now see if you can catch the difference. I said to you, I have all the love in the world. I have all the love in the world for you, Polly. The other thing I said was, I have all the love for you, Paulie. You've done so much.
Mm. It wasn't about me. It was about what I had done, my actions.
Yes.
I separate myself from my actions.
Yes. As soon as I said, I have all the love in the world for you, you went like this.
Ah,
Okay. When you said, for all you've done, you opened up. You went, oh, I feel gratitude and appreciation. I feel worthy. You said it. Okay. So it's such a delicate topic, because it's really subtle. You didn't catch it the first time. There was a very subtle shift, and it's all language. It's all based on language, nothing else. If I hear certain words, I feel certain things. If I do certain things, I allow myself to feel certain things. If I don't do certain things, I don't allow myself to feel certain things. It's very automatic. And as soon as I create awareness, and there's a third facet that we haven't considered. The other facet is, right, if I allow myself to receive love from you, what do I have to give in return?
that's true. Because if I'm giving the love, if I'm setting the boundaries, it's my game, and then I can justify, rationalize my actions. And I don't. Right. If I receive from you, then that changes everything.
You are constantly finding ways, thank you, Tori, to stay in control.
Huh.
And the best way to stay in control is to give and not receive. I can control how much I give. I can control how much I give all day long. I can't control what I receive. What if I don't receive enough? What if I don't receive it in the right way? What if I don't receive it at all?
Then I'm devastated.
Devastated. So this idea of disappointment is huge. The word, for many of us, our biggest fear is not just to disappoint others, but to be disappointed ourselves. It's the softest, mushiest, most vulnerable part of us, is opening ourselves up to the unknown, which is one of the things you brought up here. It's this uncertainty, but this is what I'm excited about. I'm excited about the potential, right? Like there's all this, so when I go to these events and I'm around other people, it's stimulation, it's excitement, it's potential, it's connection, it's emotions, right? It's all this stuff. Guess what I've just built? A lot of expectations. And then I tiptoe around the bubble, waiting for somebody to go, Paulie, come in. What are you doing out there, Paulie? Come on over here. Right? And if no one calls me in, I'm not going in. It's a dance, Paulie.
It is.
It's a dance, just like everything else. And once the awareness comes in, then I ask myself, is the opportunity, is the potential for real connection worth it? Is this potential possibility for real love and real connection, real friendship, is it worth the potential rejection or hurt or being let down that could happen when I open myself up?
Yes, I want it to be yes. I know in my head, yes, or I know in my heart, yes. Maybe it's my head that says, okay, wait a minute, but don't move too fast. But yes, it is. So what are the steps? I tried to do some affirmations.
Forget the affirmations, Paulie. Fuck all that.
Okay.
Okay.
All
This is what you have to have. Okay. Some fucking confidence and some balls and a lot of God. Okay. A lot of God. Okay. If you are spiritually connected, if you are anchored spiritually, right? Then God, if I know that God is never going to let me down and he's never going to give me more than I can handle, then I can walk right into this fucking thing. And if I get rejected, these are not my fucking people. Next. That's your next step, not fucking affirmations. I am likable. I am lovable. I am, no. In this particular case, you know who you are and you know who you are. You know what you offer, and you are incredibly loving and caring and nurturing human being. You have a heart of gold. You are there to serve. You are there to care for other people. You have value, period. So if I'm not embraced, then this is just not my people.
That's true. That's true.
What's coming up for you now?
I what's coming up is that you're right. You're right. I backsliding into that codependent crap and qualifying myself on how other people. I'm waiting for other people to give me my self-worth or whatever. It's about, and it shouldn't be. It's just a bunch of gobbledygook. I gotta have, like you said, I know who I am. Just be me. Just be me. Be who I am. Let myself out. Do it. And if they don't, right. If they don't like it, too bad. They weren't my people. Just like my ex wasn't my wife. Just like those guys really weren't my friends when I was a kid. It had nothing to do with me being a good or bad. It was, they were the wrong people. And I got to get the right people. And I'm only going to find them by just being me.
And the toughest part of all of it is risking being let down and disappointed and hurt. Once I recognize that that's my fear, this is it. I'm not going to get hit by a bus. Lightning's not going to strike me. The earth is not going to swallow me up. People are not going to throw food at me. Okay. So the only, my fear is that I will be let down, disappointed, hurt, rejected. This is what is preventing me from taking that very, very next step from being behind the counter to being in front of the counter. Because that's where you're safe. You are safe behind the counter. I got to get in front of the counter and I got to get in line to be served. I got to practice receiving. Now, at that lunch, did you eat there?
Yes.
Where'd you eat?
Second to last.
Where?
Oh, at a table with one other guy.
Okay. All right. Constantly separating myself from the crowd. I got to feel worthy and deserving of receiving. And it starts very, 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 very subtly with putting yourself in line, sitting at the table with other people, right? Putting yourself out there. And trusting not only in yourself, but in your higher power that he's going to guide you to your people. I just have to walk over and say hi. This has been years, huh, Polly?
Yep.
When are you ready to stop living this way, my friend?
Today.
Today.
Now.
That's what I'm talking about. Right fucking now.
That's it.
I have nothing to fear but fear itself.
That's it.
Love you, buddy.
Love you too. Thank you so much, everybody here. Thank you.
Oh, it was fucking amazing. All right. Who wants to chime in here? This is so, I love. Actually, I love working with you, Paulie, because it's usually something very close to the heart whenever we work together. And I love that. You know, I was you, Paulie. Okay. I was the guy. I was always trying to fit in, never quite made it into the clique. I was never like fully accepted. Always like somebody's fucking cousin or somebody's brother or somebody like a friend of a friend, right? I always felt like I was tolerated, you know, and it was debilitating, right? I understand because I was there, my friend. And at some point, when you start believing in yourself, it is contagious. It is electric. It is energy, right? And it came a point in my life where people were they would come to me like a magnet. Okay. But it was a shift in me. I didn't know it at the time, right? It was called alcohol. When I drank, all of a sudden I had confidence and charisma and personality. And I remember that when I got sober, I started gravitating back to the guy I was prior to the drinking. And I remember when I was doing the work, and it was like, if I was acting that way when I was drinking, it must mean that I have it in me inherently. Like, it can't be like the alcohol created it. It must mean that it's in there and I'm only able to access it when I drink. The question is, how do I access this confidence and this charisma when I'm sober? And it was like, as soon as like today, my friend, as soon as the light goes on, it goes, oh, I can do it now. Who wants to jump in? Tori? Antoinette?
I just want to say, Polly, thanks I really relate to that. Just in regards to being loved for things that I do for people or have done versus just being loved, period, you know, and you deserve that. And anybody that has life in them deserves that, you know? And so, and it's something that's so incredibly hard to accept. But it's so uncomfortable. So I get it, but you know, you deserve it because there's so many, you know, like just because of things you've done that can go away tomorrow, you know, or it can be just wiped out. So, you know, and the way I see you, you've done, you know, like I said, you've done so much, but that doesn't qualify you any more or less of my love for you, you know. So I just thank you for being vulnerable and sharing this.
Thank you.
Beautiful. This is for everyone. This conversation, Polly, you know, I held that space for you. You allowed yourself to be vulnerable, but this was for everyone listening. Okay, because I've been there, Tori's been there, Antoinette's been there, right? And it's so wonderful to feel connected and to know, wow, I'm not alone. It wasn't just me.
Absolutely. That's why I keep coming back.
Absolutely. Jump on in, Antoinette.
Hi, how you doing, everyone? Paula, you know I love you, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I do owe a fair amount of my recovery during those rough couple of months down south with the stepmother, and you really helped pull me through that. but I'd love you anyway, because you don't need a reason to be loved. But there was a couple of summers in a row. My parents were divorced, and summers my brother and I would go stay with my father, and mother had primary custody. And it seemed like my father was moving at like or moving it like every year or so. So every time it was starting over every time. And this just reminds me of the bubble, was that I'd hit the pavement as soon as the bags were put away. I'd hit the pavement. I'd start knocking on doors. Parents answer the door. You have any kids? You know, I'm here for the summer. You know, that's where I live, or where I play, blah, 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 up and down. And a lot of the kids I played with, once, twice, not my peeps. We went our separate ways, no harm, no foul. And then there would be a whole bunch of others that I did get to play with. And to me, it was no big deal. And my brother would make fun of me for knocking on people's doors. And, you know, he goes, you're like a freaking beggar looking for kids, you know. And I said, well, you know, why don't you ever hang out with anyone? Because he spent most of his time alone. He goes, well, I don't know anybody down here. I said, well, neither do I. That's why I knocked on the door. It just reminded me of, you know, that I can see both of them in you, Paulie, and with the young Paulie desperate for love looking in. That's like my brother, but then, you know, just kind of chastising yourself or making fun of yourself for when you do allow yourself to be vulnerable, because you put it all out there today, brother. I'm holding my heart back here. I mean, that was beautiful. That was great. And it doesn't mean that any facade was lifted, that we didn't think that you were capable of keeping your heart in a vault. I mean, my God, this is peer support. You're not jumping. You didn't become a peer support specialist just to help others. It's that two-way street. Okay. Anyway, I'll shut up. But I love you, Paulie. Period. Or exclamation point.
So beautiful. Thank you, Antoinette.
Thank you. I love you. You're right. I didn't become a peer specialist to keep my heart in the vault. You're right. Thank you.
It is. It's such a delicate dance. But, you know, when you show up and you continue to show up, you will peel. The onion keeps peeling. The onion keeps peeling. There's more layers come off, right? And it's about feeling safe. So if I feel safe, right? So this is a container, right? This is space. So you can holding space, or this is a container, right? And if I feel safe in this container, right, then I can allow myself to be vulnerable and open and share. And so it allows you to grow, and allows everyone that's listening to grow. It's the beauty. This is why 12 steps work. It's the people. It's not just the step work. It's the opportunity to listen to other people and the opportunity to relate. And as you relate, you heal, because you can apply what they've learned and what they've done to your own life instantaneously. And it gives you an opportunity to make decisions in the moment, right now. You know, when are you going to be ready to let this go? How about right now? Right? And it's going to be tough, and it's going to be scary. And the first time you go out there, you're going to remember, but it's like, what am I afraid of? Oh, I'm just afraid to be let down, disappointed. Somebody might reject me, might hurt me. Right? But, oh, what am I potentially missing out on? Wow. Some real love, friendship, connection. Wow. I don't want to miss out on that. I'm willing to take the risk. Amazing, amazing call. Big applause for Paulie. Brother, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being all vulnerable, and thank you for helping so many. And I love you all. Big love to everyone. And we'll see you next week. Same time. Love you all.